theory part as well lab part simultaneously.
Sir, can you start recording?
Started, I think so.
Yes, sir. Now it is started.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So in the last class, I showed you the different test statistic formulas. This the formula which we are going to use to test the single sample mean. That is z equal to x bar minus mu by sigma by root n. This is the formula that we are going to use to test the difference of means. X1 bar minus x2 bar minus mu1 minus mu2 divided by under root sigma 1 square by n1 plus sigma 2 square by n2. This we are going to use to test the single sample proportion little p minus p naught divided by under root p naught q naught by n. And this we are going to use to test the difference of proportions in the presence of population proportions, and in the absence of population proportions we are going to use this formula. So which you already noted down, and this material is already available to you. Let us look at the examples involved in this testing of hypothesis. Carefully read the question, someone. Hello.
So the question says that the mean lifetime of a sample of 35 mobile batteries is found as 1550 hours. The company manufacturing the batteries claims that the average life of their batteries is 1600 hours with a standard deviation of 120 hours. Is the claim acceptable at 5% level of significance?
Right. Now, what do you understood from this person? What did you understand? The very first point we need to think is how many samples are there in the question?
So there are 35.
35 samples, or size of the sample is 35?
So the size of the samples.
So the data is related to one particular parameter. Say there is one manufacturing company which is producing batteries, okay, and you know the average lifespan of those 35 mobile batteries on an average. That information, you know. So actually the question is related to one sample. It is a single sampled question, and that single sample, in the sense, you are considering the data related to a particular manufacturing company's data. Sometimes you may be comparing one company's products with the other companies, or within the company itself you may be taking two different lots, and from that you are making some comparative conclusions. So in that case the data is going into the two sample or a, okay, whereas right now the question is related to single sample data, okay, but the size of the sample is 35. As I said earlier, the size of the sample is 30 or more. Will it be treated as a small sample test?
No, sir.
No. Then what it is?
So it's a large sample.
Right. Now, this question is observed from a large sample test where the size of the sample n is 35. And do you know the information about the means? Do you know the sample mean in this question?
1600.
Is it the sample mean or the population mean? Who said 1600 is the sample mean?
So it is population mean.
How do you differentiate sample and population? The mean lifetime of a sample of 35 batteries. Do you think that the company produces only 35 mobile batteries?
So
Is it produces just only 35 mobile batteries, or it can produce more than that? Hello?
So it can produce more than that.
Yeah. So in that case, this 35 may be the sample from the population where the company manufacturing as many as mobile batteries. Among that, you have taken at random 35 mobile batteries and then tested, and as well you found that the average lifespan of these 35 mobile batteries is observed as 1550 hours. Means that the sample mean is given as 1550 hours, right? Hello.
Excuse
Yes,
me,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. Hello. Someone is
Sir, yes, sir.
Neha,
Sir,
or
sorry to
someone who is
disturb.
asking?
Sir, my name is Disha.
Risha. Disha.
Yes, sir.
Ah,
Sir,
tell me this.
actually, since today is the last date to submit assignment 1, 2, 3, and of the lab,
Okay.
sir, but in the third assessment, second question, one
Hmm.
part, it's a question in which we are not able to understand. Some information is missing.
So that is plotting distribution of some C, right?
No, sir. It's written that find the probability that there will be less than accidents in the next one, but it's not given less than what. So how do we do that question?
Yes, a similar doubt, sir.
Third question.
So second question of
No,
the
so
third
same
lab
question.
assignment. Third part.
Let X be the average number of traffic accidents that occur on a particular stretch of road during a month is observed as 5. Okay. Find the probabilities of the random variable X up to X equal to 20. So you are going to find out the distribution of X up to 20. Visualize. So you are going to make the plot of those distribution values. Then find the probability that there will be less than X be the average number of X be the average number of accidents that occur on a particular stretch of road accident. So lambda is given as 5 per month. Find the probability that there will be. You take this as a no accident in the next month. Okay. Is it fine?
Okay,
Instead of
sir.
less than. Okay.
Yes, sir.
There will be no accident in the next month. Okay.
Answer, I had doubt in the question one where it is said that we have to visualize the distribution of like X. So do we have to plot the graph of like X and its binomial distribution?
Yes. First you are going to find out the binomial thing, and then you are going to visualize afterwards. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any other queries? Is it fine? Remaining things? Hello?
No, sir, no doubt. You can continue.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Now the sample mean is observed as 1550 hours, but the company is claiming that on an average, their mobile batteries may last for 1600 hours. So means that the company is producing a lot of batteries, okay, as many as batteries. In the overall production process, what they are claiming is the average lifespan of their batteries is approximately 1600 hours. 1600 hours. Now, but the true data by experiencing and considering 35 mobile batteries, you are knowing that the average is something like 1550. Is there some difference now between the manufacturer's claim and your observed data on the average of lifespan? Hello?
So
Hello?
slight difference.
Sorry?
There is slight difference of 50 hours.
Slight difference or 50 hours of difference is there? 1550 and 1600. How much of duration?
50 hours.
50 hours of duration. Do you think that this 50 hours of duration is a slight difference, or I'm just leaving to you? Some people may not accept that 50 hours of duration. Some people may, okay, even it is a reasonable only. How do we, make a balance of this through statistically, whether really the manufacturer's claim is valid in this regard, or is there a significant difference of the observed sample mean with the claim of the manufacturer? For that, we are going to allow 5% of error in our calculations or in the statistical measurement. Okay, so that is called as a level of significance. Okay. So what did you observe from this question? The very first fundamental point is that it is a large sample related test statistic to be used. Then single sample data is given, followed you have the information about the sample mean as well the population mean. And third one, do you have the information about the population standard deviation?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
120.
Yeah, population standard deviation is 120 hours. With this, now let us look at, I'm going to show one by one the test statistic which we can use. Now this is difference of proportion. We have the means, so this is ruled out now. So this is also proportions, difference of proportions, it is ruled out. So this is also proportion, but it is single sample. As we have means, so it is ruled out. Next, this is difference of means. How many means we have? Single sample mean or two sample mean? Single sample mean. So it is a difference of means. So it is ruled out. Now here, single sample mean, right? What is the test statistics that we need to use?
Single sample.
X bar minus mu by sigma by under root n, right? But I gave you earlier certain steps involved in the testing of hypothesis. We have to make what is the null hypothesis, what is the alternative hypothesis, and what is the level of significance that is given in the question. By chance, if the level of significance is not mentioned in the question, by default you choose alpha as 5%. Okay, and what would be the reason that you are going to reject the null hypothesis? All these things to be stated very clearly. Okay, so let me go and answer. Now see that this is the critical region, this is the alternative hypothesis, this is the null hypothesis. Say that now you have single sample mean, population standard deviation known or unknown, you tell me in this given question. Hello? Known. So z is equal to x bar is known, mu naught is known, sigma by under root n. So this formula we are going to use. If sigma is not known, then we can go and use this one. Okay, right? This is going into the small sample test. So sixth module. Now let us look at the steps involved in this question. The very first point is that given that the sample size is 35, sample mean X bar is 1550 hours, mu naught is 1600 hours, the standard deviation is 120 hours, right? This information completely is known to us, right? From the question.
Yes, sir.
Now, the very first step of the testing of hypothesis is that we need to frame the null hypothesis, H naught. What is the null hypothesis that we can frame? If you are going to use, there is no significant difference between the population parameters or the observed parameters, that is referring to the null hypothesis. Or if you are going to accept the claim of the manufacturer to be true, that is coming under null hypothesis. Okay. The mean lifetime of mobile batteries do not differ significantly from 1600 hours. Means that it is almost 1600 hours. This is the statement you are going to frame under null hypothesis. Okay. Hello. Symbolically, mu is equal to mu naught, where mu naught is 1600 hours. Okay. Now, you need to find out the appropriate alternative hypothesis to this H naught. Can you guess? I said that H1, that is alternate hypothesis, is the complement of H naught. When mu is equal to mu naught, what is the complement of this?
Mu is not equal to
Mu?
is not equal to mu.
Who said mu is not equal to mu naught?
Sir, Syed.
Syed, huh? Right, Syed. So let us look at now, as you said, the mu is that is H1. P is not equal to P mu naught form. P is equal to mu naught form. Wherever P is there, let us imagine that P's are related to mu. Mu is not equal to mu naught. If this is the case, H1, a two-tailed alternative hypothesis, what is the critical region, then corresponding critical region? Z is less than minus Z alpha by 2, or Z is greater than Z alpha by 2, right? From this table. Hello?
Yes, sir.
So same thing I'm going to write over there. And what is the alternative hypothesis? Mu is not equal to mu naught, right answer. That means the mean lifetime of mobile batteries significantly differ from 1600 hours. The mean lifetime of mobile batteries significantly differ from 1600 hours. That is, mu is not equal to mu naught. Okay. And next point, what is the level of significance given in the question? Alpha?
5%.
5%. Alpha is 5%. So that is 0.05. Right? Then what is the critical region? Just we notice Z is less than minus Z alpha by 2, or Z is greater than Z alpha by 2, where Z alpha by 2, how do we get this Z alpha by 2 value as 1.96? You may have statistical tables, right? Hello? So from that you have the normal distribution tables, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now this Z is basically X bar minus mu by sigma by root n, follows a standard normal distribution. When it follows standard normal distribution, now what is the area under the normal curve? What is the total area under the normal curve and above the horizontal axis?
One.
1 unit or 1 square unit, as if you are going to speak as area. Okay. Now, alpha is 5% you are considering. When alpha is 5%, and this alpha is divided into two sides of mu, this mu is the central value. We are going to divide alpha. Alpha is how much? 5%. 5% equally dividing to the left of mu and right of mu. How much will be dividing left of mu? Five by 2, right? We are dividing it equally left to the mu and right to the mu. This is the mu, the vertical line where it is. Okay. So when you are going to divide 5 by 2, you will get 2.5%, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
What is the complement of 2.5% in 100%?
97.5.
Sorry?
97.5.
97.5%. 97.5%. That means 97.5 divided by 100. How much? Is it 0.975? Hello? Hello? The complement of 2.5% is the 0.975, right? Did you understand this point, what I said? A 100 into 1 minus alpha is the confidence interval that I said in the last class, right? Now 100 into 1 minus alpha by 2 for two-tailed case. 100 into 1 minus, let us suppose I define firstly alpha. Alpha is 5%, that means 0.05. Now confidence level is equal to 100 into 1 minus, because of two-tailed case, it is divided by 2, 1 minus alpha by 2. Then what is the confidence level? 97.5%, right? Hello? When alpha is 5%, the confidence level will be 97.5%. So when it is 97.5%, you are going to divide 97.5 by 100, you will get as 0.975. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Now, for what value of this 0.9, Z value, the area under the normal curve is 0.975. These values will show us the area. Now, let me look at where the area is 0.975. This is 0.51, 0.67, 0.82, 0.92. We want 0.975, 0.9788, 0.9732, 0.975. Are you noticing here?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is corresponds to 1.90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, right?
Yes, sir.
Look at 1.9 correspondence, 1.96 will give us 0.975. Therefore, the Z alpha by 2 value is 1.96. Understood? This we can easily obtain from our program using Q norm of 1 minus AL PHA by 2, 1 minus alpha by 2. Is it 1.96 if you round to second decimal? my dear student?
Yes, sir.
What is the syntax we are going to use in R to get this value? Q norm. Q norm will give us the inverse of the normal distribution. Okay. Well, now let us go for the test statistic. What is the test statistic that we need to use? The formula x bar minus mu by sigma by root n. What is x bar? 1550. What is mu? That is nothing but 1600, because you are assigning the mu naught to mu, 1600. And what is the standard deviation? Sigma 120, and n is 35. Can you substitute and use the calc to get the value? Cross verify, is it 2.465 or not? Hello, my dear students. Check it quickly.
Yes, sir, it is coming.
So when it is coming 2.465, is your observed value of this z, that is 2.465, is greater than the 1.96, the absolute value of this, or this value minus 2.465, is it less than to minus 1.96? Means your critical region is the region where you are going to reject the null hypothesis. This minus 2.465, is it below the minus z alpha by 2?
Yes, sir.
So that means, is it falling in the region of critical region?
No, sir.
Is it not falling in the critical region?
It is
No.
falling, sir.
It is fine.
When it is falling, so you are going to reject the
Null hypothesis.
reject the null hypothesis. Clearly, the observed value of z lying in the rejection interval minus infinity comma minus 1.96 union 1.96 to infinity. Therefore, you do not accept the null hypothesis or you reject the H naught. Okay. Once you reject the H naught, that means you are going to likely favorable to alternative hypothesis H1. So what is the alternative hypothesis you consider? The mean lifetime of mobile batteries significantly differ from 1600 hours. That means the manufacturer claim is not true. What is the decision now? Manufacturer claimed 1600 hours on an average it lost, but by observation and statistical investigation, it is shown that the manufacturer's claim is not true. Do you agree now?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
So similar kind of statistical investigation has done earlier, and there was a ban on Maggi noodles, in particular when there is a high lead component in the packets. Nestle Maggi noodles. Do you have heard this information?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So it is not only this, a lot of things statistically we need to ensure whether they say that my manufacturing packets, the Maggi noodle packet, following the Food Corporation of India guidelines. As soon as they are not following the guidelines, who has to test that, whether it is following or not? So clinically you get some information. That information you're supposed to statistically validate, and through the statistical results, you can take the decision. So means that this will help us in the decision making process, right? Okay. Do you understand this example?
Yes, sir.
So now using our program, So given information, X bar is equal to 1550. Okay. Mu value is given as 1600 and alpha is already stated. H0 is already stated. H1 is already stated. Critical region theoretically here I stated. So I'm not going to write all these things here. In the procedure part, you can write down all this information. Okay. And in the R program, you are going to start with the input parameters X bar. What else is there? N is equal to 35. Alpha is already just defined. Then we need to go for the test statistic Z. This Z is equal to, what is the formula? Sorry, I did not define this standard deviation sigma. Sigma is equal to 120 hours. Now Z is equal to, numerator is X bar minus mu divided by sigma divided by square root of n. What is the Z value? Minus 2.465. Is it the same? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now, as Q norm of that, 1.96, hence this Q norm, what it gives us critical value. So Z observed value is less than to the minus of Z alpha by 2. You are going to reject H0. Okay. And accordingly, you draw the conclusions. Is it simple now? Using our program? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Well, can we go for the next question?
Yes, sir.
Now read out the question, someone. Someone can read the question.
So the question says that a certain geneticist is interested in the proportion of males and females in the population that have a certain minor blood disorder. In a random sample of 1,000 males, 250 are found to be afflicted, whereas 275 of 1,000 females tested appear to have the same disorder. Test the difference between the proportion of males and females that have the blood disorder at 5% level of significance.
Yeah, whether it is coming under 2 sample data or a single sample data.
So 2 sample data.
Why it is 2 sample data?
So because here we are talking about male and females.
Right. So males representing one category and females representing another category. Therefore, it is treated as a 2 sampled data. Okay. Right. Each sample contains of how many number of males and females? The first sample contains 1,000 males and the second sample contains 1,000 females, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So sample sizes now. So what the information it is available? 1,000 males, n to the second sample size 1,000. Is the size of the samples are large enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In males, how many people are affected with that disease? or having a blood disorder? 250 males, right? Out of 1000 males.
Yes, sir.
So that means the number of males who affected that or having that disorder is 250, and the number of females who are having the similar kind of disorder is 275. Okay. Now, with this information, can I find out? Yeah, before going to the question, do we have the means information now? Do we have the sample means? In the question?
No, sir.
Hello? Out of 1250 infected or having a disorder, will it give us average or some proportion can say?
Proportion.
Proportion. Therefore, the proportion which denotes the proportion of males who infected the disease is now x1 by n1. That means P1 is 0.25, 250 divided by 1000. The proportion of females who infected or having the similar kind of blood disorder is x2 divided by n2. What is P2 now? So this is related to the sample proportion P1 and P2. Do we have the population proportions here? Any other information with regard to the population proportions? Hello? My dear students, from the question, is there information regard to the proportions, population proportions?
Yes, sir. Proportions.
So where is population proportion? What is the value which representing capital P1 and capital P2? In a random sample of 1000 males, 250 infected. In another sample of 1000 female, 275 infected. Do you have like, do you think that males and females are only 1000 and 1000 for visiting to that dentist? Do you think that the population contains only 2000 people?
No, sir.
So do you have information about in the large scale of males and females, what is the proportion of infection? Do you have such information?
No, sir.
So means that population proportions are not known now, right? Population proportions are not known. Okay. Well, alpha is how much? Level of significance 0.05. What we are interested in testing here?
Difference between proportions.
Difference between the proportion of males and females that have the blood disorder. So therefore, what is the null hypothesis that we can choose now? Null hypothesis. So if capital P1 and capital P2 represent the population proportions of males and females, then is capital P1 and capital P2 are same. In the null hypothesis, we do assume that the proportion of males and females who interacted this minor blood disorder are almost same. Symbolically, I'm writing as P1 is equal to P2. And the alternative hypothesis is the complement of this. What is the complement then? H1 is P1 not equal to P2, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So alpha is considered, H0, H1 is written, and as it is a two-tailed alternative hypothesis, therefore the critical region, say that the proportion of males and females having blood hazard are almost equal. So this is the information is given. Now H1 we stated as P1 is not equal to P2. We have chosen alpha as 0.05, and the reason of rejection is Z is less than minus Z alpha by 2 or Z is greater than Z alpha by 2. So this value doesn't change again. Now, what is the test statistic that we need to use? Now, I would like to show the formulas. So, what is this test statistic? This formula we have to test the hypothetical statement about the difference of two sample proportions. Do we have single sample proportion or two sample proportion?
Two.
Two sample.
Two sample. So, do we have population proportions, or in the absence of population proportion we are moving?
So we don't have population proportion.
So, that means in the absence of population proportions, right? We
Yes,
are
sir.
not knowing the population proportion. Now, is this the test statistics that we need to use for this question? Hello?
No, sir.
Now, what is the formula? Z1, the Z is equal to numerator. Before that, I need to find out what is P and Q. So let us define P is equal to the numerator part N1 times P1 plus N2 times P2 whole divided by N1 plus N2. What is the value of P? 0.2625. Now Q is the 1 minus P. And the numerator part now Z is equal to numerator little p1 minus little p2 minus capital P1 minus capital P2. What we assumed, capital P1 and capital P2 almost same, right? Hello? My dear students.
Yes, sir. They are equal.
When we assumed capital P1 and capital P2 are identical, here we do not know exactly what is capital P1 and capital P2. The difference, what will happen now?
0.
0, neglected, and only denominator is there. So divided by SQRT of P into Q whole into 1 by N1 plus 1 by N2. What is the value of Z? How much we are getting? Minus?
Minus 1.27.
Let us look at whether I have the same answer or something different. Minus 1.2705. Same thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Minus 1.2705, and P is 0.2625, Q is its complement 0.7375. After substituting all the values, we are going to get this value, right? Now, what is the Z alpha by 2 value? 1.96. Now, is it minus 1.27 falling in the critical region now? Minus 1.27. Is it less than minus 1.96 or greater than 1.96?
So it is not in the region.
So if it is not in the region, what I can say? clearly the observed value of z does not lie in the rejection region or the interval minus infinity comma minus 1.96 union 1.96 comma infinity. So we need to accept the null hypothesis, right? So when you are going to accept the null hypothesis, what is the null hypothesis that you consider? The proportion of males and females are equal, right? The proportion of males and females having the blood disorder is equal, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is the decision. What is the decision? Therefore, the proportion of males and females having the blood disorders are same, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, this conclusion, decision making, everything you cannot get from the R program. You need to write on your own. Okay. Now, what you can do in the lab assessment, suppose here, now let us imagine that if a print option is not there in our laptop, this snipping tool option may be there. Okay. So you may be adding your registration number. Something you may be adding your registration number. Then you can let us imagine that aim procedure, everything you have written. Then you are going to crop this and then copy and paste in the Word document. Is it quite easy now under the R program? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So this is page 1, let us imagine. Then I want the previous page. I can go for one more cropping like this. Still I want the previous one. So I can crop whatever the portion I want, right? So add your registration number here, you add your registration number at the end, wherever you want, okay? So that it will show that you are working effectively on this, right?
Sir, so we don't have to copy this entire code in the document?
Yes,
Just
the entire
screenshot.
code you are going to copy paste like this, either snipping or what is that? Make sure that in between your this thing is there, your registration number, okay?
Okay,
Sir, we can copy paste also, right, sir?
No, copy pasting is duplication is quite easy rather than image. That is the advantage. Got it?
Sir, I have
Suppose
already
you are
submitted,
giving your
sir.
file to others. Okay.
Sir, what if we have already submitted, sir?
If it is already submitted, then we cannot do anything. Okay. Let it.
Yes,
leave.
sir, submitted, sir.
Yeah. But if you already submitted, it's fine. Leave it. At least coming assignments, upcoming assignments, you complete in that way. Okay.
Okay, sir. All right.
Okay, sir. The 4th
Right.
and 5th will do like that, sir.
Okay. 4 and 5 at least.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So can I go for one more question now? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So now you are going to solve and provide the answer for the next question. I will create the link. You are supposed to upload immediately now. How I have done here, adding by commenting, right? I've done something here, right? All these things. Likewise, using R program, you answer this now. Okay. And parallel, I will start creating one assignment link for all of. Okay. Let me see that how many of you are going to upload now.
Sir, can you show the question?
I will show you. One minute. I'm just going to create the link. Do one thing. You take the question snapshot. Then after I will go and create. You can work out on this question. The mean yield from a district capital A was $210 per acre from a sample of 100 plots. In other district, the mean yield was $200 from a sample of 150 plots. Assuming that the standard deviation of the entire state was $11, test whether there is any significant difference between the mean yield of crops in the two districts at 5% level of significance. Have you taken a snapshot of this slide?
Yes, sir.
And one more slide for your practice. Yeah, one more question. A poll was conducted between town voters and country voters for favoring the certain proposal. If 120 of 200 town voters favor to proposal and 240 of 500 country resident favor it, would you agree that the proportion of town voters is favoring the proposal is higher than the proportion of country voters at 5% level of significance? So don't look at the answers which is already available. You try to write on your own. So your writing skill will come to know that whether you are writing on your own or just duplicating it. Okay. Just you incorporate the R program. Okay. So the first question you upload it now, and this question you solve it in the tomorrow's class. That is the exercise for tomorrow's class. Okay. Right. Tomorrow I may not take the class, but you are going to work during the hour. This is the, we may be busy in the WITI examination duty. Okay. Well, here something you have uploaded, in my opinion. To all students. Now today is the, now you are going to upload it. Okay. I'm going to add the timeline 7 o'clock. Before 7, you complete and upload the response sheet. Okay. Can you complete?
So can
Hello?
we have it like 7:30 or 8, sir, please?
No, one question only, right? It is just matter of 5 minutes, right? How much time I have taken now to explain one example? I'm asking to upload only one question.
Sir, I am actually on my phone right now and I can't access my laptop. So can you extend the deadline, please?
Okay, can I give up to 7:30?
So make it 8, please. So we are just
7:30,
beginners
it's
in
fine.
our
1 hour. Okay.
Even on my
Now
quiz.
6:30, 1 hour. Huh? Is it fine?
So can you show the question again? Because we have
You
extra
want?
quiz right now.
Okay, okay. Then
Sir, otherwise
okay, I will
tomorrow
give
you
up to
can
8,
give
no
both,
problem.
sir.
I'll give
Tomorrow
up to
we'll do
8.
both
Okay,
and
as you
submit.
as you requested, up to 8, fine. Okay.
Sir, at least 9.
See, first of all, you asked 10 minutes. Then somebody else asked for 15 minutes. Then half an hour, 1 hour. It is keep on. And next person may ask tomorrow and after tomorrow. It's not fair.
We
Right?
having a lot of assignments, sir.
This question, huh? Because internal, actually, you all have to upload immediately whatever the practice you are doing during the class hour, lab assessment. This is for internal one. Huh? Okay. Right. I'm just showing the question once again. You can take a snapshot.
So the way we did it last time, like we have to copy the code and paste it in Word, same way, right?
Yeah, you can do that same way also, or even what is that? Straight away this what is this or program, whatever you have. By chance, if you are having print option, you go to print option, use this print
Somehow that doesn't
along
work.
with this example. Along with this example, whatever you practiced so far in the lab session, that also you add and upload. Okay.
Sir, we don't have print option in mind.
Yes, sir, it doesn't come.
If you don't have print option, the only way is you need to snip it and paste in the Word document, upload it by adding your registration numbers properly.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Sir, by 8 o'clock we can upload it, right?
By 8 o'clock you submit it. I'm going to edit the timeline. So as you are going to complete the task and uploading, can I end the session, today's session then?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I put out, sir, in
Sorry?
the assignment.
Assignment?
So the third question. First
What third
part,
question?
Third
Lab
assignment.
assessment.
Yes, sir.
What is that you have?
And fourth bit, sir. Plot the cumulative probabilities of X.
Probability?
Fourth bit, sir.
Plot the cumulative probabilities of X.
Yes, sir. So X goes to the infinity. So how do we do that?
You take up to 20. See,
Okay, sir.
infinity means that you need to take up to certain large value. That's all, right?
Yes, sir.
20 or 30 or 40, whatever you are going to define, up to that you can take. Huh?
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Graph normally after taking that is keep on extending. Cumulative, after that saturation will come. S type of curve you may be noticing. Any other doubts? If you have no doubts, then I would like to end the today's session. Okay. Can I end the session
sir.
then? Thank you all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And your lab 4 assignment also is related to the today's topics. Okay.
Sir, stop the recording, sir.